palmetto trees?
Well, you can see it. I mean, even from here, you can probably see that it is a heavily brushed, and so they have found other items. Of course, we can't be specific as to other things that they have found, but it's still an active scene, and we're probably going to be there a couple more days.
You say items or bones?
We're not going to discuss as to what they have found, but they have found other evidence. So we just can't be specific about it, for obvious reasons. Again, we want to keep the integrity of the case at hand, and that's our main concern right now with this case.
And you're saying days now, even more?
Probably about another few more days. That's correct. And you can see the amount of people down there working this. And again, it's a lot of undergrowth, a lot of leaves, and very tedious and very methodical.
But why haul off entire trees and hunks of trees?
I don't know why. I didn't even know that they had done that. So.
Can you talk about how much stretch of land you guys are searching around the area?
Well, actually, as they continue, they're going to expand the scene as much as necessary. What will decide that? Maybe more find, or I don't know. Myself, not being a crime scene investigator, but I know that they're going to stay as long as they need to make sure that they get everything.
So we're Carlos, is it surprising that after this amount of time that you'd be able to find, I mean, she's little pieces of bone, even 10 feet away from the bag. Is that surprising?
Well, keep in mind that, she's been missing, we're going on 6 months at least, and so now there's an assumption that she's been there that whole time, and, weather, and that all those things need to be taken into account, so it could easily have where the scene was expanded.
What are the logistics in terms of movements? How many bones or what portions of the pieces that have been taken have gone to Virginia? How much has remained behind?
I don't know that. I do know that the medical examiner's office, has stayed in touch with the lab in Virginia to be able to discuss as to what evidence they're going to look at. Now, what has gone out there or not, that I don't know.
But you all removed, it was your officers who took some of the items to Virginia, right?
That's correct,
On
yeah.
Saturday?
That I don't know.
What about the dental match or no match? Wouldn't that have been done?
To my knowledge, we don't have any dental records. I don't know if the family does, but to my knowledge, we don't.
And secondly, I keep getting asked, what other items were found at the scene that were taken to the medical examiner's office on Thursday that led her to suggest you need a search warrant to get back into the Anthony home?
Again, that we would have to go into specifics to be able to discuss that, and that's one thing that we're not at liberty to do.
When do we think we'll know? When we will have, are we talking midweek, late week?
As to what was taken and found and...
No, the results.
Oh, the result of the ID, you mean?
No.
Well, again, they were talking about 7 to 14 days. I don't know if that was just to play it safe. I'm not in a position to be able to, I know that, and you all heard the sheriff saying that he has spoken to the FBI director and they were going to try to expedite. So is it possible that the results may come in sooner? That's possible. Now, I don't know, and it'll be up to the investigators and the powers to be to decide as to when they're going to release the results of the positive ID.
You would obviously notify the grandparents that
Oh, absolutely. Keep in mind, and one thing that we want to specify, and the detectives were talking about that now, as it turns out, throughout the whole thing, they have a job to do. They want to remain professional, regardless of how they feel about the case themselves, just because of the child involved. And at the same time, we want to show respect to the family, to the Anthonys. We know that they're going through a very difficult time and having to mourn. And on top of having to mourn, they have a daughter in jail. So we are going to afford them every possible respect we can when it comes to knowledge of whatever is going on in the case.
Tim Miller.
Are they making progress constructing what exactly happened?
I would just assume that as they continue to find more evidence, the puzzle just probably may get a little smaller, and they may eventually be able to get an idea of what has happened. But again, not knowing what has been found, not being a crime scene investigator or involved in the medical examiner's office, I don't know what's coming together.
Tim Miller said that the bag was kind of stuffed up underneath a palmetto bush. Is that true? And if it is could that be the reason they're hauling some of these bushes out here, because it's
could be,
evidence?
Could be. My understanding was that it would not have been difficult at all to miss the bag, even when the gentleman found it. The fact that he actually saw it was remarkable in itself, and the fact that he acted upon that it appears suspicious to him. They said it would not have been difficult at all to miss that bag just because of the heavy undergrowth and everything that was down there.
So is it a thought?
Back in July and August.
Well, again, keep in mind it was flooded. that you know, that area was flooded, and even the people that live around here say that it's not unusual for during the rainy season. And remember, we had a Hurricane Faye that dumped quite a bit of water here. That it was waist deep down there, so it would have been easy.
But Faye was a month after she went missing.
Huh?
We know
So a month after what, when she went missing, and remember, for a month we didn't know that she was missing.
No, I mean a month after it was
Okay.
reported that she was missing.
Right. So again, keep in mind that you know, this is not CSI where in 40 minutes, you know, we're able to solve crimes and prosecute them. In a perfect world, that'd probably be great, but you know, you can see again how methodical they're being about this, and we have to be that. And that's, you know, that. Keep in mind that right now, the person that really is truly the victim here, aside from the Anthony, is Kaylee Marie Anthony. Assuming that that is her, we shouldn't lose focus that we have to do whatever we can for her memory.
What does it look like back there? You've been back there. We can't see it. What does it look like?
A lot of work. When I walked in this morning, I hadn't been here during the weekend, and I can see that they've done a lot of work out there, a lot of tedious and digging and trying to.
Yeah, I mean, are they excavating?
I don't know how, if I would call it excavating. I don't know how deep down they're going, but you know, by the way it's tied off and everything, if I didn't know, I would say that, yeah. But again, I don't know how deep they're
They
going.
have like grids out with the lines.
They have lines and everything. Yeah, that's correct.
Like little grids.
How
big of a square?
Uh,
Just for a little description of the area.
I know they have lines up, but I couldn't. You know, I just glanced over there. I couldn't even begin to tell you how big or how small.
Is it like a grid search though?
Yeah.
How they say
Mhm.
we've got this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Defense team complaining over the weekend about being excluded from observing, not only the medical examiner's office.
They can complain all they want. Now, when was the last time you heard of a defense team coming in while we're processing a scene and then being allowed to go in there?
So
It's
how-
never been done.
So how does Tim Miller from Texas Equisearch get in there Thursday night?
He didn't get in there Thursday night. He was not allowed to go in there. Once that crime scene was secured, now he did. Many people saw that he came over and he visited, and he was where we were out here. And again, from the road, not difficult to see in there, especially now that we've cleared quite a bit. So, but no, he was not allowed in there.
It's been reported that you guys found extra bones. Is there anything you can confirm about that?
I just spoke to the investigators. I asked them what was being reported. They wouldn't tell me either way to confirm yes or no. So at this point, I can tell you what I've heard on the news, but I myself, it's not been confirmed to me.
Can you talk a little bit about the manpower that's back there?
Oh, well, you know, you have an FBI agent female that's pregnant, and you have about 5 or 6 other FBI agents, not to include our crime scene investigators. We're probably talking, what, 10 people back there, if not more?
How many FBI, how many Orange County?
FBI, I'm guessing at 4 or 5.